Hey guys, welcome to week 6 of the Relationship Challenge. When we're talking about relationships, all of us want to connect with another person, right? It's about a connection or a friendship or really looking for an intimacy. And when we talk about the word intimacy, I know a lot of times we think of other things, maybe sexual intimacy, but I really start thinking of like Jonathan and David in the Bible and their relationship, their brotherly relationship that was so close. And
that's really the key word, right? It's like it's a closeness, a connection.
So in week 1, Lisa, we talked about maybe allowing each person to share for 10 minutes, a tool, a technique.
That's one way.
And so I know that when we do that, it allows us to understand what the other person is thinking and feeling.
Right.
But there are other ways to do this, right? I know there's another way that we've developed that allows us to really begin to understand each other, and that is asking connected questions.
Yeah.
So let's talk about connected questions.
Yeah, because what we typically do when we're in conversation, especially with the people that are the closest to us, we don't typically go very deep. I mean, think about it. A lot of times when we're asking questions, we're just going about a question or two deep. And then we oftentimes will turn it around and make it about us, or we don't turn off that part of our brain, right, that wants to respond. We don't listen very well, but we just don't keep dialed in on the other person long enough. It's almost like it's a lost art, right?
You're right. I know for me, I just get so excited many times about what someone's talking about. I want to enter in. I almost think I'm doing a favor by going, oh yeah, I understand what you're talking about. That happened to me. And then but what ends up happening is it becomes about me.
Yeah.
And I'm not really dialed in on that person.
Yeah. But when you do this with me, and when you stay locked in on me and you keep asking questions and you keep asking questions based on what I've already said, eventually, like I start going, wow, he really cares about me. Like you actually want to know about this.
So and then the end result is that it does develop a connection, that closeness that we all want, whether it is. And I've noticed that it's sort of, Lisa, almost automatic to develop connection, and for us it's instinctual for us to want to do this when it's maybe we're dating someone or maybe engaged. But I think we've seen that longing to develop closeness or connection sort of wanes after a while, maybe in a marriage. And we don't really think about developing connection with one of my brothers, one of my bros.
Right.
But really, this is something that we can all do that will help our relationships get deeper, get closer.
It's something that we have to be intentional about. Like, if we're not thinking about it and trying to develop this in ourselves, we're really probably not going to do it very well.
Well, it really is a lost art, and so maybe we'll try it. You want to try this as an example?
Okay, I guess.
All right. We'll just. Who knows how this will go? Let's try it.
Okay.
Let me ask, because this will be easier, I think, for me to ask instead of answer.
You want to put me on the hot spot, right?
That's right. So, I noticed that you. When's the last time you've seen one of our grandchildren?
Well, we have 2, right? So 2 weeks ago, I drove to Kansas City. It was the weekend that it was like 0 degrees outside, and because I remember you were doing something, and so I went by myself and got to see my Kansas City grandbaby. I think the last time I saw my St. Louis grandbaby was like the week before.
Okay, so that weekend that you went to Kansas City, you never drive in bad weather. It was bad weather. There was snow and ice happening that weekend. Why would you drive through that kind of weather when you typically don't do that?
Well, have you seen our grandbabies? I mean, he's pretty cute. I really did. I really just wanted to go see him really bad. I love my kids. My kids are going to see this. I do. I love my daughters. I love my grandson. Love my daughter-in-law. But I really want to go see those babies.
So what is it for you? Now, I know they're your grandbabies, but it seems to me there's something there. Like, I've seen you really go above and beyond to try to help both our son and daughter with their kids. What is it about our grandchildren that connects for you, that you would drive through snow?
Gosh, I think some of it is that they are a part of me. I mean, they're a part of my children, and so they're a part of me. I also remember, you're getting me already. I remember what it was like to be a young mother, and I remember how hard it was and how sometimes lonely it was. And now I can just go sit with grandbabies and not worry about things, not worry about paying bills, not worry about whether I'm doing it right or wrong, but just really be able to capture the time again, because it went really fast. It went really fast for us. Woo! I didn't know I was going to go there. You didn't even have to ask very many questions.
I could ask more.
I know.
I mean, as an example, maybe. So when you think back, what's your hope?
God, you know we got to share this with all these people.
So here's the thing. We'll stop right there since we don't have much time. We're trying to keep these videos short. But as you guys saw, I only went 2.5 questions in, or 3.
Yeah.
And I could have immediately, my brain actually did on the first one when you said, I was driving and I was going to say, well, I wouldn't have driven through the snow, or, hey, if I was trying, I would have flown. I don't know why you drove. I could have made it about me. I actually thought this, when you went to see the grandchild in Kansas City, I actually went over and saw our granddaughter here in St. Louis that weekend. And that was immediately what I was thinking. And I could have come out with that and started telling you about what she did and how cute she was. Yeah. But I didn't, because I stayed in it, and I went one level deeper and one level deeper. Yeah. And did you notice how emotional that was? All of a sudden, if I just stayed in for 3 questions, this got down into the heart of the matter, and that's really part of the goal. Not crying, but the goal of these connected questions is to develop that closeness and the intimacy that we would need. Yeah. And we can do that with anyone, right? We can do that with anyone.
Well, and I have to be honest that sometimes when you start asking me questions, I don't know if I'm kind of testing you or if I'm just kind of guarded. But sometimes I turn it around and I turn it around and ask you instead of allowing us to go deeper. So you've done a really good job of kind of making me stay with it and making me allow you to ask the questions instead of us staying surface.
I think this is one of those ways where we can love others well. I know you've referenced John 17 a lot. Yeah,
when Jesus told the guys that he hung out with the most, I mean, the thing that he left them with is, he said, now go love other people the way that I've loved you. And this, gosh, is a great way to love the people that are around you, but more importantly, the person that you're trying to work on this relationship challenge with.
Yeah. We're glad you guys are with us. We're just so excited. We're going to keep up. Next week's going to be an incredible topic too. If you have questions, go ahead and send us an email. We love hearing the feedback from you. On your screen, you'll see the script, the challenges for this week, and we'll see you next week on the Relationship Challenge.